Hello, everyone. We start our fourth webinar about, today we will speak about natural language processing and NLP in healthcare. We organize our webinars as a part of our initiative of helping Ukraine and raise money for the COLA, one of the funds which helps Ukraine Army. So we welcome all to join us and donate money for the COLA. The links for donation you can find under our webinar on the YouTube if you want watch on the YouTube or on our website. Also, we have two places where you can ask questions. First is Slando, or you can join us as well in Zoom, and we can do the discussion live. So join to the Zoom also. And after webinar, we published the video, and you can also join to the Slack and continue discussion after the webinar on our Slack channel, on our Slack community. Today with us, the professor of Voxen University, Hemachandran. He will talk about NLP and ML in healthcare. So I give to him microphone.
I'll share my screen.
Yeah.
So, good morning to all of you. So I'm Dr. Hemachandran, and I am heading the AI Research Center at Voxen University. And we are doing a lot of projects with many industries, but especially we are working on this NLP. So I want to share my knowledge on this, and with some case studies I want to explain to you all. The next slide. So in this, what I'm going to cover is introduction and what is NLP and how NLP works in this, and what is the difference between NLP, and ML, and what are the benefits, especially in the healthcare sector, and what are the functionalities of NLP, and how this NLP useful in healthcare with some case studies. So coming to the introduction, like this NLP has been used in various things like linguistics, in computer science, and even AI, especially for the interaction between the human and the human intelligence, we can say that. And even the market size of this NLP, especially if you see that it USD 11.6 billion in 2020, but it will move around to 35.1 billion in 2026 as a compound annual growth of 20.3%, because of the total world is now converting into a digitalization, where if you are having a lot of, especially if you take in the medical sector itself, like if you want to go to a hospital, you are carrying all the clinical records of the patient from history, like so that to the doctor to analyze from the starting to the end till date what are the diagnosis of history of the patient will be carried out. So those kind of things can be done digitalization. So through that, this NLP works in healthcare sector. So coming to the example where we can use this natural language processing, first thing we can say machine translation, where if you take a Google Translate, where you can convert from English to Spanish or Chinese to Spanish, different languages we can convert. So through that, we can do the machine translation. And even we can do like speech recognition, like Alexa, Cortana, and even Siri, where whatever we are talking, like a natural language, it's been converted into a machine language, and it's responding to us. That is also one of the example of NLP, we can say it. A second thing is information retrieval. Information retrieval is nothing but, like, for example, if you want to scrap something from a website, or if you want to scrap something like uh, uh, in uh, in traffic signals, we can see that a lot of cameras is there to detect if somebody is violating the rules and regulations. this camera will detect the number plates of the vehicle, so that directly we can give the bills for them to pay the fine. So those kind of things can be done with the help of NLP. And third, we can say as sentiment analysis, where in sentiment analysis, not only for healthcare sector, for different sectors we can use it, especially to analyze the company performance. Or if you take an e-commerce website, if you want to know a particular product, what we'll do, we will go to the review side and you'll be checking all the reviews over there, whether based on the reviews you'll be going to purchase the product or not. Same way in healthcare sector, how the sentiment analysis works in the sense, we have a lot of hospitals over there. Mainly the administration department can use the sentiment analysis to analyze the users reviews of the particular hospital, where the most of the persons are given a good analysis, good response to that hospital, or the bad response to that. So we can check over it through the sentiment analysis. We can do it. And the fourth one, we can say that information extraction, where if you take, for example, especially the patient's report, where I need to extract the tablets which has been given in the particular prescription sheet, or if I want to extract the informations of the patient data, like the patient name, or if the patient age, or the patient gender, those all those informations can be extracted using the NLP. And final one is the question answering, like we can say that's a chatbot. We all know that how we, especially whenever, if you want to go, if you want to check for some courses where it is available, then in that particular website you can go, there will be a chatbot. Or even if you have a bank account, then they also providing a chatbot. Like if you have any query that whether the salary credited or not, the transaction happened or not. So if you raise the query in the chatbot, automatically you'll get the answer from the machine. So this kind of chatbots mainly helps in the healthcare sector, especially for making the appointments of the doctor, or even we can say that diagnosing of a disease, or like expert systems can able to analyze the disease or analyze the patient's mental health. All those things can be done with the help of a chatbot. For the next page. So natural language processing helps how it works. Like the information will be taken from the user. Like users are what we, and our natural language, how the way we speak. Now, the class which I am taking here now, it's in English language, but human to human, that slang, everything will change. But the machine can understand that, how to understand. So we need to train the model with the help of a machine learning, so that by giving a lot of data about my voice audios, so that the machine get trained, and those slangs, all those things will be captured, and based on that, particularly for one candidate, that the data which can be extracted and can be used for various purposes. Especially we can especially in medical transcription, uh, how especially in India, if you see, many US doctors who will record the patient diagnosis and all those uh, analysis, all those things, and they will send it to India. And in India, what we'll do, we will receive the transcription audio, and we'll listen to it. And then what we'll do, we will type according to it, and we'll send the report to them. In the morning, they will take the report, and the doctor will sign the report and give it to the patient. This is what happening, especially in the medical transcription. But this NLP helps in reducing all those things, where no need to send to India to check to do this medical transcription, where the doctors can do there itself, like by recording the voice, automatically it will be transcribed into the data. And that data can be like printed as a report and can be given to them. The next, coming to the applications, like the first one, as already discussed, a machine translation, like a Google Translate, Amazon Translate. A lot of things are there to translate, and even we can create a content over it. Even if you give some kind of keywords to the AI model, it will create a content. by extracting information from the website, from various websites like Wiki, search, or those kind of websites. Automatically, it will take the content and will create like a content for posting in the blog. Those kind of things can be done with the help of the keywords which you have been pronouncing it. And second thing, you can go with speech recognition. Like in all our day-to-day life, we are using the Alexa, Siri, or Cortana, where it only if we give a voice signal, automatically it will be converted into a machine translation, and it does the speech recognition at the back end, and automatically it will fetch the information what you require. If you want to play a song, this Alexa, Siri, and Cortana, by using the speech recognition, it's been doing it. The third one, a sentiment analysis, which we already discussed on that, especially to check whether it's a positive response or negative response, or it's a neutral, which can be done with the help of a sentiment analysis. And especially, I want to say one thing in the sentiment analysis, like, uh, for example, uh, I like this movie where like is a keyword which has been taken and it shows like a positive response. But if I say that I am okay, it's nothing but a positive response or a negative response. It's a neutral. And I have a worst experience of watching this movie. Worst is a word which has been taken and it's been analyzed that it's like a negative response. But only by taking a one word, we cannot do it because there are a lot of things will be mismatching. If, for example, if you take an e-commerce website, if they're uh, uh, like Amazon or Flipkart, they be purchasing a product and they'll be giving a reviews to it. So if you see those reviews, some of them will see that the product is very good. But if you see the ratings, they give only two rating or one rating. There will be a mismatching over it. So why this kind of mismatching is happening? And if this mismatching is happen, how to overcome this? With help of a collaborative filtering, we can do this. And we can do the clustering part, especially in the NLP method, and we can solve this problem. And we can combine those with positive methods or positive words, which is present in the total sentence, can be extracted, and we can do the sentiment analysis so that the accuracy will be more in predicting it. And coming to the fourth one, the chatbots, especially the chatbots, which I already said, uh, we can analyze and we can train the students or whatever we can do it, can fetch the information from the server and it will be given to the users who are going to work with the chatbots. Spam filters. Spam filters is nothing but our emails example. We can say that, especially we can filter using a naive-based algorithm or a machine learning model, like especially by this can be evaluated with the help of a probability, like how much probability this can be that mail can be a spam or not. Those kind of things we can check with the help of uh, probability, especially in Bayes algorithm. Coming to the information extraction, as I already said that, like you can extract the information from any kind of sheet or taking a number from the vehicle for traffic violation. Those kind of things can be done with the help of NLP. Next slide. And what is the difference between NLP, AI, and ML? Where if you see that AI is an overall structure where it contains deep learning, machine learning, NLP, all are included in the AI because only as a general word we can say that like the machines can think like a human, making the machines to think like it. This is what we can say that. But in how we are making the machines to think like that? So only by having a subcategories, those subcategories are deep learning, machine learning, and NLP, we can say it. Where NLP is included in machine learning and deep learning too, especially for the translation, or speech recognition, or even for the disease diagnosis, those kind of things. Okay. The benefits of NLP, especially in healthcare sector, we can say that the first one is reducing clinical documentation. As I said earlier, that nowadays, whenever you go to, especially in India, I need to say, if you're going to any hospital, especially what they do in every time when you go and meet the doctor will take a new prescription sheet and it will write all those diagnoses and the prescriptions over it, and it will be handing over to the patient. But making this kind of thing, what will happen? I have if I am going to, if I am a regular patient, I'm for the past 10 years, I'm going to the doctor, especially if I am uh, having I'm a diabetes patient. Then for the past 10 years, I'm going to doctor. So I have a lot of records. So those kind of records, every time I can carry it. So what we can do in the sense, we can make all those as a digitalization, and we can keep it. Already the doctors have the digitalization, but the thing is, every time they can't go and access over it and to review all those things. By clicking a single button, automatically the total diagnosis of the patient will be come into the picture from the history, from the start to the end, so that it takes only a fraction of minute for the doctor to analyze the patients and can give a suggestion to the patient. So that's what we can do it with this clinical documentation, reducing it, so that it's a environmental thing that you can reduce the paperwork, those kind of things. Then second thing is obtain answers to their questions, like what kind to analyze the patient and to diagnose what kind of problems they're facing it. So those kind of things, initially we can have a questionnaire like a system where the patients need to answer for all the questions, so that automatically the machine will diagnose what kind of problem the patient is having it. So like two ways it will happen. One is the machine has been done, and another one the doctor also will analyze. So when we are comparing these two, then the doctor can conclude that whether his analysis is good, and even whether matching with the machine translation or not. So when we are doing these kind of things, so that the doctors won't make any mistake over it, one thing, even the machines also will get self-trained, like using a transform learning, automatically the model will get self-learned by having a new patients coming into the picture based upon the data. Second and third one, it helps identify root causes of the disease. So when the machine is having the patient data from the starting day to the till date, so automatically the model will diagnose all those informations, which are the keywords, main keywords which has been used. For example, in last year, he's been having a severe neck pain, or he's having he can't able to walk, some problem might be there. So these problems, how it happens, based on the doctor have been written in the prescription sheet, but we need to fetch those keywords and need to make an analysis over there. That is also can be done with the help of NLP. Then able to diagnose the disease, yeah, we can do it with that. Then you can understand many different languages, like we can translate from English to Tamil, or English to German, or English to Spanish, any kind of languages we can do it with that. NLP can reduce the customer complaints, especially, yeah, we can say that uh, like how we can do the reducing the customer complaints by taking the sentiment analysis on the reviews given by the patients and the customers who use this tablets, or even in pharmaceutical industry, if you take the main recently I have worked with one pharmaceutical company where they given one data to me, especially they want to launch some new tablets, especially in which area or which region I want to launch this particular tablet. So they given a total historical data of the patients who have been, for example, let's take tuberculosis. For that, the tablet has been used, and he given in that particular region there are various hospitals and uh, pharmacies are there, where how many patients are been taking this particular tablet. So this kind of data they've been given to us. So what we have done in this, we done the analysis of it, and we identified that in this particular region this tablet has been used a lot. So what we can do is, in that particular region, we given an insight to that particular company, that by using a natural language processing, we have done the breadth analysis of it, and we extracted all the information, and we done the sentiment analysis on it, and we given appropriate insight to the particular company, that you can launch this product in this particular region, so that you can get more profit in this. This is what we have done recently on that. The next page. Yeah, coming to the functionality, as I said that Uh, for the first one is a smart assistants, especially Alexa, Siri, we can say it. And even we can have the Iron Man. We can have like Iron Man, how he responds to the robots when through the speech recognition. Whatever he's saying, automatically those kind of things happening. So same way we can build some smart assistants, especially like watch to measure the BP, those kind of things we can do it. But how this information has been extracted, this is what main thing we need to think it of. Second is the search results. Yeah, we can do this search results, especially by using the NLP by extracting the keywords, and then through the keywords, we'll be fetching the results from the website. That is also can be done. Then predictive text, like in mobile phone or email, when you start typing some mails, automatically it will suggest you that what will be the next word to conclude it. So those kind of things is done with the help of natural language processing. Coming to the text analytics, yeah, we can do the text analytics using BERT analysis or even with LDA, we can do it. Sentiment analysis, same. Text classification, yeah, we can do the text classification, especially where this text like structured. There will be some unstructured data, like a sentence or a paragraph will be there, where we can do text classification, so that what we can do is we can make the structured data so that which are the keywords comes into which one. So that what we can do is, for example, I have three diseases like cancer, then we have a tuberculosis, then we have diabetes. So we have a different patients over there. So what we do, the different patients record will be there. So based on the in the prescription sheet or in the diagnosis report, if some keywords related to the heart disease or tuberculosis, or it's related to diabetes, automatically those patients record will get classified and will be stored in their separate different folders. This also can be done with the help of text classification. Text extraction, same thing. Text summarization. Text summarization is nothing but based on the keywords, we can summarize the data, or we can conclude the data with like forming sentences with help of a keywords. Then market intelligence, like we can predict that, as I said earlier, we can take a lot of insights and we can work on it, and we can give a lot of informations with the help of this NLP to the particular business uh, developers, or we can give to the customers what they expect. Then topic modeling also we can be done with the help of this LD and threat analysis. Next one. So as we see this, the NLP in healthcare industry, like recently in an article, they mentioned like, especially in 2022, where the year it comes around 2.2 USD billion. But if you see in 2027, we'll get around 7.2 USD billion. It's almost around 27.1% CGAR has been predicting. And this article has been read in the, I think from Times Education. So coming to the first case study, which I have taken from linguistics platform, where the health system applies linguistic NLP platform to improve care and population insights. Especially what they are doing here is like, uh, this they're taken in a hospital. In hospital they have a lot of patients, and especially they're taken this cardiac resynchronization therapy devices which they're kept in the patient. So they particularly uh, uh, need to fetch the information about the patients who are resynchronization devices which they're kept in the patient. So when they're looking into that, some devices have been failed, and they doesn't know what is the problem behind it. First thing, and another thing is, there are that time there is they don't have any digitalization, so they want to convert all those prescriptions, and the data of each patient need to be converted into, need to extract all those informations and need to convert into a data and need to store it in the system. So what they've done here, go to the next one. So they've taken this kind of attributes. One is ejection fraction, like how much the heart pumping out of the blood, the first one. Second one, whether this device is being connected with this New York Heart Association classification. And third, symptoms include dyspnea, short is nothing but the shortness of breath, then fatigue and dizziness. Whether the patient is having these kind of things, so that the product that the device get failure, or the CRT model, and whether it has been explanted or removed. If it is removed from the patient, why it is removed. So these are the attributes has been gathered from the patient's report, and they done the analysis. Next page. So in this, they identified that especially 34 million clinical records are there. And if a human want to do all those things, it can't possible to do it in a 3 months or 4 months. But by using this NLP, they're done with an accuracy of 95 to 99% to extract all those informations and store it in the storage device. They've done it. And that platform which they used is linguistic NLP is a company where they use this NLP tool for extracting those informations and to store it in the data. Next. The next case study is Huntsman Cancer Institute optimized research using linguistic NLP platform, where what they've done here is like they've done like especially for the Cancer Institute patients, and where they want to get the information stored, whether if it is an unstructured. So as I already said that if you have unstructured data, then you need to have a structured data and need to segregate those data like text classification. And another thing is they want to build an effective manual and automated process to capture the data into specific uh, research repositories. They need to store it on that by uh, by segregating those patients' data and need to store it in the repositories. So this is what the next case study. The next slide. So in this, what they've done, initially they trained the NLP platform with breast cancer data. First, initially they trained with that. Then what they've done, uh, they expanded to other diseases, and they find how much accuracy we are getting it. And finally, what they've done, they expanded and they developed an NLP tool for the multiple other conditions, like especially they implemented in Cancer Institute itself, and they've done this research over it. And they find that it the data has been captured very faster, and the quality of the data is also good because initially when we are capturing a data in NLP, sometimes what will happen if some uh, the written language or the written style will be different. So we need to fetch those kind of informations also. So this is in that point there will be a problem. So they need to overcome it because person to person their handwriting will be changing off. Okay, so those kind of problem will be happening over there. So in that also, they done the accuracy of good to 95 to 99%, and they done all those research, and even they done the classification and they stored separately about the Cancer Institute of various different categories of diseases in the repositories. Next slide. So another case study which we have taken is done by John Yon using a clinical history taking a chatbot mobile app for clinical bedside teachings. This is a prospective case study where they have been taken, especially for the students to learn, especially not only on the patient side. By using a mobile app, they need to enhance the skill by practicing on their own. Next slide. So in this, if you check a novel chatbot mobile app for training the undergraduate medical students, they have been built and in 2021. And who use this app in the sense all are 23 years old, and around 62 females and 70 females are the students. And in that 64 students are randomized into conventional group. Two uh, groups they have been created. One is like with the patients, they have been uh, uh, having a conversation and diagnosing the disease and doing all those process. Second is by using a mobile chat app, they will be discussing with the AA, and they're doing the analysis with the AI itself and practicing on their own. Because at a time, if you are when the doctor doesn't have the experience, only if he attends a more patients, then only if he get experience, he can be a good doctor, and even he can predict properly. So in that way, what they've done in the sense, they created this mobile app and they given to the students uh, to practice on their own, especially in diagnosing of diseases. And in that, they find that the assessment of the students, especially with the convention group and with the mobile chatbot group. And they found that the chatbot they're using the students have been a good performance, and assessment also they done very well compared to that of the convention group, because they have a lot of problems they've been uh, carried out in the artificial intelligence, so that they got a good knowledge by uh, by attending to various kinds of diseases uh, by the patients happening to them, and they're sorting out. Next slide. So this kind of conversation happened, like Benny and the chats. So hello, and like how to interact with the AI intelligence. So once you ask a question, so they will be, the AI intelligence will be answering to it. This kind of things also comes like in the format of NLP. And if you see uh, the ratings which they given us, this mobile chatbot is very friendliness, and even keyword identification they given 7 rating, and interaction is also 7, and efficiency of learning 8 they've given. Overall learning experience also they given 8. So overall, if you think in that, the students have got more knowledge compared to that of the conventional the patients they attended. This is what we can understand from this case study. Next page. Another one I taken from a journal, like a chatbot for healthcare, especially for the oncology applications using artificial intelligence and machine learning. Second. So here, this is a literature survey paper where they have been taken about only they have been taken only about the chatbots. Especially first, they are taking about the imaging diagnostic. So how they are doing it? So there are some radical images, radiological images will be there, and those images can be diagnosed by looking into it. But how it will be done? With the help of a chatbot. If you're loading those images into the chatbot, automatically this model at the back end will do the diagnosis using a deep learning model or a machine learning model, and it will suggest you what kind of problem, whether it's a severity is more, or the whether the patient is not affected by cancer, or those kind of things can be diagnosed. And coming to the second thing, symptom screening. The symptom screening is nothing but through the chatbot, you'll be asking a lot of questions, so that the patient will be answering to all the questions. And from those questions, you'll be diagnosing the symptoms, and you'll be diagnosing the disease, what can be the problem for them. So this also can be done with the help of a chatbot. Many of them have worked on this, like uh, then Hashida, screening, Babylon. Everyone has been worked on the symptom checker, like creating a chatbot, especially for symptoms. Then third one is a heredity assessment, where the family historical informations, like some of the patients have diabetes. So the diabetes based upon their family history, whether their father, mother, or their grandfather, they have this kind of problems. So this also can be uh, done not only for the cancer, we can do for the diabetes or tuberculosis. Those kind of things also can be analyzed by asking a different various questions and to come to a conclusion. This also can be done with the help of NLP. Next screen. Then patient treatment recommendation. So what kind of treatment need to be given to the patient by asking a lot of questions in the chatbot, and they need to answer for it based on the what kind of treatment, whether need to go for a surgery, or whether with the tablets itself we can solve this issue. Those kind of things can be done with the help of it. Then connecting patients with providers and resources. Like if somebody needs to purchase some medical equipments, or they need to purchase the tablets. Those kind of things also can be like how we have in India, we have MedPlus, a pharmacy we have, or Apollo pharmacy. A lot of things we have in online, we can procure it. Those kind of things also can be done with the help of a chatbot if you implement in the hospital. Then physician treatment planning. So based on the medical notes to be given and the evidence of the treatment planning of any kind of a disease can be taken, and what kind of planning can be done, that also can be done with the help of a chatbot. Then coming to the monitoring, remote monitoring, patient monitoring, like how we have wristwatch, like sensor devices we have. So it will fetch all those informations and it will be stored in the server or a cloud. So those informations also can be extracted, and we can do analysis on it, and we can come to a conclusion whether this is the patient heartbeat is very high, so that he needs some treatment now itself. Those kind of things can be analyzed and can give a solution for them. Next page. Coming to the support of what kind of support, like especially on the psychology area, or if some many of the students, like in the 10th standard and 12th standard, if they got less marks and they're getting into suicidal things. So those kind of things also can be reduced by giving a counseling. Those counseling, how can we give? Directly going to the hospital and getting it, it's very difficult nowadays. So what they're doing it, everyone is having a mobile phone in their hand, so automatically they are registering to an app, and in that app we have a chatbot. So that chatbot is being giving counseling to any of the students, or even the elder peoples who have been facing some severe problems like mental issues, or they can't able to work properly today. So what any kind of mental health issues can be uh, analyzed through the chatbots, and we can give a solution for them. And even there are a lot of chatbots which has been accessing for 24 by 7, where uh, when the user is asking in any question, where the outside the person who's going at the person who need to answer, like let's take a doctor. The doctor cannot be there for 24 by 7, but the machine can answer for them. If the machine can't able to answer with a particular question, so what it will do, it will uh, send a message to the particular user that uh, we can fix an appointment with the doctor, and you can come tomorrow and we can meet the doctor. Those kind of informations will automatically will be generated and given to the patients, so that the patients will come tomorrow and they will meet the doctor and they can solve the issues. So this kind of advancements are there in chatbots. Coming to the workflow efficiency, like administration and patients encounters, like those kind of things automatically, what we can do is like uh, patients records need to be stored in the storage device, or we need to identify how many beds are free. All those informations can be analyzed with the help of NLP, and we can do it. Then coming to the patient encounter, it's especially on supporting the diagnosis and choosing a proper treatment pathway, and provides checkups on how many number of days, where for example, in a month, uh, 2 times you need to come for the checkup. Those kind of things, if reminder is there, we can do it. But in reminder also we are using with NLP only, by fetching those informations and analyzing them. Next slide. Coming to the health promotions, like general lifestyle of coaching, like what kind of exercises or what kind of yoga need to do for your health to be maintained in proper dietic plans. All those things are being done with the help of general lifestyle coaching. Even when I'm thinking of this, even we also done a project on this disease diagnosis, especially with Idea Clinic, where this clinic is mainly for the diabetes patients. So what we do, we build we build one app. That app, what it will do, it will uh, take the values of the blood sample, especially before the fasting and after the fasting. So once it has been taken, it will analyze it and it will let you know that whether the patient is having a diabetes or not. Once the patient is having a diabetes, where it will be in three ways. One is it's a low diabetes, it's like a normal, or high, or it's a pre-diabetes, or high diabetes. Low, if it is a normal, then there is a no problem. If it is a pre-diabetes, we will suggest some dietic plans, and yogas need to be followed. Or if it is high, then we will suggest them to go and meet the doctor and to get the prescription sheet from the doctor, and you can start the tablet. So this kind of apps we can create, and that will be useful for any kind of people, where if it is a lower cadre peoples or a middle cadre peoples who can't offer that much of uh, um, fees to the doctors, so they can use this kind of apps and can make use of it. Then coming to the healthy eating, where same way, like we can give some dietic plans by using this chatbot, and they can make use of it. At last, we have a smoking cessation, where a cognitive behavior theory, where we can implement this cognitive also, like how this human intelligence and the way of thinking, all those things comes into the picture, and the mental health, everything will be uh, considering over it. And finally, we are getting like a questionnaire will be asked to the patient, and the patient need to answer for all the questions. Based on the answers, we'll be coming to the conclusion that what kind of therapy need to be given for the particular patient. So that also can be done with the help of NLP. Next slide. This is one more paper which I have taken. This paper has been published in 2022 in Environmental Health, Public Health, using a virtual patient via an artificial intelligence chatbot. Second, next page. So in this, what they're doing is, especially a doctor can be practiced. Only with the practice, we can say it's a good doctor. So what they've done is they built an app, chatbot, where it will be like, especially for diagnosing uh, the patients, and need to come to a conclusion what kind of problem the patient is facing. And this is implement for the dental students. Okay, so they taken a dental students, and they implemented this chatbot into that medical university, and they have been done the survey. And in this sense, if you see, there are were around 193 students participated in this, and the large majority of the students were satisfied with the interaction with AI chatbots. They didn't uh, have met the patients, because especially during the COVID, we have a lot of problems. During COVID, none of them has been like, especially for the medical students, they didn't go and visit the patients, especially for this kind of problem, because everyone is fear about COVID pandemic, those kind of things. That time, these apps are very useful for the medical students to practice and to train them, and even uh, this helps them to learn a lot of new things, so that they can in future they can implement, and they can't but the thing is, the real time experience will not be there. But apart from the real time experience, where this gives a good knowledge on what kind of questions we can ask, and what kind of answers we can get from the patients. Second thing, and third thing is what kind of uh, solution we can give to the patients, or what kind of treatment we can give to the patients. All those things can be analyzed, and we can get a lot of experience through this chatbots, and it's mainly used during the pandemic situation for the medical students. Next please. So this is what the model which has been implemented in that article. Like Julia is a chatbot, where it's a self-presentation, and it start consulting, asking some lot of questions, like analysis and description of the pain and stimuli, previous dental treatments. Those kind of questions will be asked, and once you get the answer from the user, then he will give a resolution, like correct diagnosis. So if it is a correct diagnosis, then she thanks and say goodbye. If the diagnosis is incorrect, then she directs to continue asking a different kind of questions till you are doing the correct diagnosis. So this helps the students to learn a lot of things to diagnose the disease in a proper way. Next slide. So these are the references which I have taken, especially for my presentation. That's it from my side. If you have any questions, I am ready to answer for it.
Yeah, thank you for this overview and share a lot of examples how NLP and ML can be used in healthcare. So let's see, maybe we have some questions in Slander. No. Okay. Maybe someone who with us on the Zoom have some questions and want to ask.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi, Hemanchan. Yeah, this is quite nice one actually because you try to cover quite a lot within 1 hour, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, just a quick one actually. Whatever you said, and because it would be nice that if you could show us some product as well, like you are on the research side, or actually, or you build your product and then it's on the live also.
Yeah, we are in the process, and once it is done, surely I'll show it to you. Actually, we signed NDA with them, so I can't able to show as of now. So once the product is live, we'll be in touch with us so that I can show you the product.
Okay, so is this slide will be shared, or is it possible to get this slide, or is confidential?
No, I can share the slide. I already shared with Dimitri. So
yeah,
okay.
we will publish the video and the slides as well on our website, so you can see and download it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that will be great. Thank you. And also regarding this, actually, because in the hospital side, like a healthcare, is because I also built a couple of the software, but not AI side. Okay, but if you think from the ML, DL, and NLP, actually, it's quite vast. Actually, you can use basically everything for the healthcare. So, what are the like normal models you are using from the ML, like a linear regression type of thing, or DL, like a computer vision? Or if you go to the NLP,
no,
then all this word GPT-3, something like that?
yeah, we use computer vision especially and NLP both,
Okay.
especially
Okay.
for
Can you?
clinical documentation and
Uh,
those kind of things. We are using these two things. And when we are going for disease diagnosis, that time we will be using classification models, deep learning models, especially. We've been working on it.
okay. And which is the like extensively you are in NLP, like a BERT or GPT-3 or anything else?
No, see, for this diagnosis, we are using a recommendation system
Okay.
initially, like what kind of diabetic plan or what kind of solution we can give to them. So based on recommendation system, one thing, and another thing is NLP.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good. So, any questions? Maybe someone have more questions.
I think Jorgen actually asked on the chat. I think he has some question.
Okay, one moment.
Okay.
No, I couldn't. Uh,
Yeah.
Or
For this,
I can read, or I can read if you
yeah, yeah.
want.
No, no. I read this. I'll
Okay,
read it.
thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. If you can,
When it
because
comes
I don't
to
know.
when it comes to using deep learning patient side chatbots unattended, what solution come to mind to the imperfections mistakes that could make? For example, accidentally providing a wrong advice due to the patient's choice of words or even human misunderstanding. So this can be overcome by doing a transfer learning. So what we'll do, the model will get self-learn based on the patients and even whatever the mistakes has been happening. So that mistakes will be overcome again and once we train the model. So when you do the transfer learning, this kind of problem will not occur.
Okay. Uh, okay. I think we can continue if we will have more questions in the Slack. So thank you for this presentation again. Thank you all who will be with us today. Also, we'll see on the next webinars. We will announce shortly what will be the next webinars. See you next webinar. Thank you. Bye.
I also would like to thank you, Dimitri, for giving me an opportunity and being here. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.